Yep.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah, because it, I just, oh man, it's just something that happened that I was just like, yeah, that's all I can say.
Do tell.
So let's just get right into it. Rampage kicked off with a fucking weird ass match because it was Mark Briscoe versus Brian Keith, and I'm like, okay, Mark Briscoe's just gonna win really easily, but no, this shit was a competitive match.
Randomly, it was good. I thought it was gonna be a squash match.
Dude, I did too. I was like, oh, he's gonna go in there and beat Brian Keith. And then by like minute 12, I was like, oh shit, they are having a fucking banger.
Like you said, minute 12, like halfway through, I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, yo, this match is going fast. What the like going long? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, because like I was like, all right, like Mark Briscoe's gonna come in there and beat him in like 2 minutes. No, this shit was a good match. It was back and forth. It was all action. It was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome.
I'm happy for Brian Keefe. I actually like him. Like I hate the crew. He the only one I like out of that crew.
Yeah, I like Brian Keith. Everybody else sucks. And
Yeah.
then like Mark Briscoe got the win, and then here comes Slop Poppy, and he gets in the ring, and then Orange Cassidy comes in, and then of course the Oak Tree, Big Bill comes in, and then Kyle O'Reilly comes in, and that sets up something that they mentioned on Collision for Grand Slam.
You know what's
And I'm just,
weird? I
hmm
didn't I didn't do the math with that. I didn't put two and two together. Like I thought that was just random, but yeah, putting that
really?
together. Yeah, like I told like watching Collision, I forgot about Rampage. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Because like a lot of stuff happened on Rampage that like led into Collision, and I was like, oh, okay, they kind of like explained it. Like some of the stuff was like pre-set up, but like they pounded it in your head on Rampage was like, haha, this thing is a thing. And then on Collision, it was like, ha, look, that thing wasn't actually a thing.
Yep.
So then we had Willie Yuta versus the Butcher, and you pointed this out.
Hmm.
He beat the Butcher with cattle mutilation,
Yep. How ironic is that?
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still angry, snapping Wheeler, and we'll find out this week what comes of crazy Wheeler. So then we had MXM, and they stole Max Caster's jacket.
I didn't
Now,
even realize it was Jack until they said it.
yes, but here's a question. Like I have this real question.
Huh?
When did they steal his jacket?
When he was in the shower?
Yeah, because like the last time they had like a little clash, there was nothing about the jacket, and it just was random. I was like, yeah, we stole his jacket, and I was like, what? Like, why? I was like, when did that even happen?
That should have been something they should have shown, at least on their YouTube channel, like BTE or something.
Yeah, I was like so lost, and it was like, yeah, we got Max Caster's jacket. We'll give it back to you soon. It did like I said, that led into something that happened on Collision, but I was like, what the fuck? Like it was so random.
Yeah.
So then we had Hikaru Shida versus Harley Cameron, and she was like literally toying with Harley Cameron the whole entire time. And then like she beats Harley Cameron, and Saraya gets in the ring and tries to beat her up, and then here comes Jamie Hayter. And then Saraya's like, I hate you, Jamie Hayter. I want to face you next week at Grand Slam in a Saraya's Rules match. And
I
everybody,
literally said out loud, what the fuck is that?
dude, everybody said that. Everybody literally was like, what the fuck is a Saraya's Rules match? it was just so fucking random, but it's like, okay, sure. We find out what it is, but it's just like, okay, that was random as shit.
Weirdly enough, I kind of thought to the T that's what it was gonna be.
Yeah, it was a thing. So then we had Roderick Strong and Beast Mortos versus some local talent, and I was like, okay, this is gonna lead into something bigger, right? No, leading to nothing.
I must have read it wrong because I swore it was them going against each other.
No, they were a team. They
Oh,
teamed up
okay.
against some dudes, and then we got the Deanna Purrazzo promo. And if you saw last week's Rampage, she had a promo where she and Taya Valkyrie were talking, and now they're a crew. Okay.
Yeah, they kind of fit together a little bit.
No, they perfectly fit together, but like Deanna Purrazzo even mentioned that there's going to be more people in the crew. So I'm like, all right, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
It is something like Collision that I saw with. I'll explain it later. That made me go, well, that kind of feels dumb, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
So then we have the four way, which there's a lot of four ways on Rampage. They just throw them randomly. And this was like another random one that had Skip Sabian versus Nick Wayne versus Leo Rush versus Rocky Romero. And this was just so fucking random.
I feel like it should have been a one-on-one match between Nick and Kip.
That's what I felt like too. And the funny thing about it was it ended with Nick Wayne pinning Skip Sabian. So it was
No,
like,
I think
wait,
in fact they pinned somebody. I forget who they pinned, but Skip did his move and Nick stole the win.
oh, it was Rocky then. It was Rocky.
Yeah. Because I remember Kip was outside the ring and then like after he won he spit right in his face or something. He being Nick to Kip.
Yeah, no, that's why I thought he pinned him and then he spit in his face.
Yeah.
But it made no sense. They should have just had a one-on-one, like we said. It's like that made no sense.
Because now this prolongs it.
Yeah, and it's like I want it to be over because it's just not. It doesn't do anything for me because unless Nick Wayne is and Skip Sabian are teaming up, that's the only way I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that. But like it in the bigger picture, none of this makes sense. Like none of this makes sense.
Oh, I had a worse scenario. Like fucking my mind was working like fucking Vince Russo and shit like that.
What was
Fucking
it?
have a dead daddy in a pole match. Since the
Wow.
whole thing has to do with their dead daddies. Legit, that's this whole feud.
Yes. So then we go to Collision, and I hated this match, and it's not for the reasons you would think I hate this match. It started with a bunkhouse brawl for the Ring of Honor tag titles, and there was three times in this match where I was like, I fucking hate this match. I fucking hate this match. And the first time was Sammy Guevara did a flip on from the security rail, almost broke his fucking neck. I was like, oh my god, I hate this fucking match. Then he was on the ladder and got pushed through a table, and I swear to God, like if you watch it, he barely misses his head from going through the fucking table and snapping off. I was like, oh my god, I hate this match. Then he goes up for a fucking swanton, and he doesn't tuck his head fast enough for me, and it looked like he was about to snap his neck again. I was like, oh my god, I fucking hate this match. It literally gave me trauma.
Weird enough, I didn't hate the match. I just didn't care for it. 'Cause I
Yeah,
didn't like
no,
it either.
No, I just hated it because every fucking couple of minutes it looked like Sammy was about to die. And
Yeah,
like I did not want to see it. And I swear to God, like it was one point where it was like he went for the flip and I was like, oh my God, he's gonna die. Oh my God, he's gonna die. Oh my God, he's gonna die. That's all I kept thinking in my mind. I was like, I don't want to watch this kid die. So that's why it was like I didn't like the match.
that's gonna be the next bunkhouse brawl.
Yeah. But this
Decapitation.
this match was okay because Dustin and Sammy won and they kept the titles. Cool.
I honestly thought it was gonna go the other way.
I did too. Then we had a fucking backstage that confused the living hell out of me because it was the conglomeration with hologram, and then the premier athletes showed up with their dude Mark Sterling, and then all of a sudden Rocky Romero comes out of nowhere, and Rocky Romero starts talking, and he says, "I'm gonna be with you, conglomerations." I'm like, okay, they're gonna do an 8-person match. No, that's not what happened. Like that was so confusing. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna be with you guys. And then we have the match. It is just a fucking 6-person match. And you're like, well, why did you do that? Like, and then Rocky didn't even do anything to like stop fucking Mark Sterling. And it was like, well, what the fuck was the point?
Like Mark did a lot more than Rocky did, like, amazingly enough.
Exactly. So then we get this countdown for the anniversary show, which turns out that Britt Baker will be making her return for because it's in Pittsburgh.
I don't like that, and like it's not I have anything against Britt. She just came back, so now she's coming back again. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, because like this is the thing. Sometimes when people complain online about stuff, Tony Khan sees it and goes, "Oh shit, I should do something about it." And this is one of the things people was complaining about. Where's Britt Baker? Where's Britt Baker? He goes, "Oh shit, I need to do something about it." So that's it.
Should have just like announced her having a match. Like it ain't that big of a deal to me.
It's
Mind
it's
you, I
not
like
that
her.
yeah, it's not that big of a deal to anybody, but it's like, hey guys, you guys wanted her, she's back. It's like, okay. So that was a thing. Then we had a backstage with Evil Uno and Darby Allin. And I swear to God, this felt like it was exactly like you said it was gonna go. That's exactly what it felt like. Cause Evil Uno was talking shit. And Evil Uno's like, yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat Darby so bad he won't even be able to make it to John Moxley. Okay, cool. And then Darby Allin comes in and Darby Allin says, you have no idea what's going on. You're not ready for this war. I was like, oh, oh,
Like how? What does Darby know? Because no one
exactly,
knows shit.
exactly. That's what I mean. Like, as soon as he said that, I was like, so you are with Moxley and them. Like,
Because
that's what,
like Tony Schiavone and them, they don't have the slightest idea what's going on. Like fucking Moxley talks, they're like, what the hell is he talking about? You would assume that's what Darby would be saying, but apparently they're in sync.
yes, this is so weird. Like, it was, like, it just felt so off. Like, to me, it was like, yeah, Renegade's right. Like, Darby's going to wind up with Moxley.
I'll be surprised if he's the leader.
I would actually be surprised. Like, that would actually shock me a little bit. So then we had the premier athletes versus the conglomeration and hologram. And once again, hologram is undefeated.
He's also real, Kyle.
Yes. So then we get back to the MXM thing, and they say that they have done something to Max Caster's jacket. And so once again, they didn't they didn't show how they steal the jacket. They just showed the jacket getting taken. And the thing is, okay, another thing, Max Caster never established that that's his only jacket.
Yeah, like as far as I'm concerned, you can steal any one of my jackets. I could get a new one.
Exactly. Like that's why I'm like, all right, I get whatever. It just bothered me. It just bothered me.
The only way it would make sense that, and I forget I know his first name's Malik from BBC and NXT and whatever. When they stole his sweater vest,
Hmm.
that would be the only way this would make sense. Like the particular jacket that they stole has sentimental value. Like he wore that jacket in the entrance when they won the tag team titles or something.
Yeah, like that's the only way because like this means nothing.
Yeah.
So then we had Mariah May versus Lady Frost. And this was a championship eliminator match because Mariah May is facing Yuka Sakazaki on Grand Slam. But one thing we forgot to say on our Dynamite review was Mina Shirakawa is coming back and she wants to face Mariah, which will probably happen at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
So then we had Willow, and Willow had lost her title to Zeuxis in CMLL. So she's really sad and she's like, yeah, like I don't know what to do. Like I lost my friends, but I'm gonna pick myself back up and I'm gonna get back on the right track. And then all of a sudden here comes Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie. Now, here's the part where I was like, oh. So Deanna's talking and she's like, yeah, you should get some friends. Maybe you shouldn't be out there with Yuka Sakazaki because Willow had made like an offhand remark of going to help Yuka Sakazaki because it looked like she might be going next for the title, which she won't. And then like Deonna Purrazzo was like, I'll do it. But here's the thing. So Willow's about to say something to Deonna Purrazzo, and Taya Valkyrie gets in front of her. And all I could think of was, this is just like Mercedes and Camille. This is exactly the same exact thing. Like
I
there's
got the same
no
vibe.
difference. Yeah, it was like there's no difference here. I was like, you can't do that. Like you have two women's programs and you're running the same exact women's program, and it's like that's so doesn't make any sense.
Like if it wasn't for Taya's hair, I would swear that actually was Camille for a second.
Yeah, it was the exact same thing. So then we have the Acclaim challenging MXM to a fight next week at Grand Slam Part 2 Collision. Like, oh, okay, cool. They're gonna have a match there. And I
The
guess we
best
could get,
wrestler alive.
yeah, this not there. Like all right, man. That's cool. So then we had Darby versus Evil Uno, and Evil Uno beat the shit out of Darby for like the first little bit of the match, and then Darby snapped and just fucked up Evil Uno, like beat the shit out of him, ripped his mask, bit him in the face. Like,
Like
yeah,
they that felt heelish. That felt heelish. Like he was pissed.
exactly. He even choked him out with his own belt.
Yep.
So then we had from last week at Dynamite, after the show, Jeff Jarrett was pissed off and he challenged Hangman Page to a strap match, but a lumberjack strap match.
So Hangman's gonna get his ass whipped because he has no friends.
Yeah, it was weird, but a lumberjack strap match between Jeff Jarrett and Hangman Page. Cool, sure.
Right?
So then we have Queen Amanada versus Serena Deeb. And if this was me, I would not have made this choice. And even everything after, like I know that there's something after that like connects this, I still wouldn't have made this choice to have Serena D beat Queen Aminata. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like she's been winning a lot. Like, is she going for the title?
I, to be honest, I don't think so, but we find out what she is doing a little bit later.
Yeah,
So then we have Harley Cameron and Soraya, and we get the rules. And it's basically Soraya can do whatever she wants. Jamie Hayter can't do shit.
basically. Not the first time we've seen like rules like this.
Yes. And it was just it is just fucking random. This is fucking random, and I'm like, all right, let's go through this. Let's just get this over with.
Yeah.
So then once again, we get something that just has you questioning everything because we have Dustin and Sammy, and they're talking, and Sammy said, he's like, you're a double champ. I want to be a double champ too. So you know what? And I just swear to God, I knew where this was going. I was like, all right, I know exactly where this is going. He's going to challenge Jack Perry. He goes, Okada, I'm challenging you. And I'm like, okay, so he's going to challenge Okada for the title to a title eliminator match at Grand Slam. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Like you can't challenge for the title? You don't.
Exactly. And then he says, if I beat you at Grand Slam on an anniversary show, I get my title match. Why didn't you just challenge for the title match at the anniversary show? We could have skipped this step. Like, we didn't have to go through all this.
Because like also like cause he pointed out, right? If you like
Hmm.
Sammy or not, right? He was the first match ever on Dynamite. So imagine on the anniversary, he actually wins another major title because he's a former TNT champion, but that's already boring. So imagine he won the Continental.
But he first has to beat Okada to get to this thing. That's the
Exactly. That's
problem.
stupid. That is
Yes.
absolutely stupid. If he would have just straight went for the title, and if he would have won, which of course I would doubt it, but if he would have won, it would have been major.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's so stupid. Like, you added an
Mhm.
extra step. And then here's the point to the extra step. If he wins the Eliminator, he gets a title shot, right?
Yep,
There's no way in hell he's beating Okada. Like, you're not going to let Okada lose two matches in a row. Like
basically.
this, like there's no fucking way. So it's just like none of this makes any fucking sense.
It's like a slim possibility if this was a title match, he could have beat him for it. Slim, slim.
Yes, yes. It was like this made no fucking sense. It was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
So then we had the 10-man tag, which was FTR and the Outrunners teaming with Hook versus the Grizzled Young Vets, Roosh, Beast Toros, and Roderick Strong.
Might as well call those to the fucking Undisputed Kingdom.
Yes. So then this match is going, and everybody's just doing crazy shit. Hook runs off with Roderick Strong. The Grizzly Young Vets is beating up the Outrunners. And then we just have Rush and Toros in there against FTR. And at first I was like, oh, this is kind of, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You got two bulls in here versus
Yeah.
FTR. And they wind up pinning FTR. So now it's the two bulls will probably be facing FTR for a match eventually, and I'm down for that.
Like if he only could have used his old name, you would have had a Toro Blanco teaming up with Black Toros.
Yes, the white and black bull.
Yes.
Man,
That would be
that
so fucking cool.
that would have been so cool, but they can't use it. But all right,
Yeah. Like I'm upset, but you can't blame them.
yeah. So then we had Serena Deeb say, "Yeah, I won tonight, and I heard that Britt Baker is coming back. So on an anniversary show, it's gonna be me and you, Britt Baker." And I was
So
like,
she's definitely losing, right?
"Oh
We
yeah,
agree on
she's
that.
she's definitely losing. If she wins, it's some kind of fucking conspiracy. Like
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. There's some kind of fucking conspiracy
Brett would need to leave the fucking like show, leave the fucking company.
there. Yes. So then we get to the main event segment, and Nigel McGuinness is calling out Bryan Danielson, and he says, "You are a coward. Everybody in this building knows that you fear me." He said, "If you're not gonna do this for yourself, Bryan, if you're not gonna do this for your family, Bryan, do it for the fans." And I swear to God, it was at that moment that I was just like, I give up. I fucking give up. Like, he literally had me. And then he goes, do it for the fans. And I'm like, why the fuck should he care about the fans? Like, what? Like, it makes no fucking sense to me. It makes no sense. And then when Tony Schiavone even explained it, it made me even more hate it because it was like, I was already in for this match. You didn't have to try to sell me with this match. It made no fucking sense for you to be like, oh, I'm doing it for the fans. And then Tony Schiavone goes, you've been sitting out here ever since you got here, talking shit about Bryan Danielson, and he's a better wrestler than you. He said, and it's a shame that you have to use the one thing that he cares about, the fans. And I'm like, dog, he cares more about the fucking fans than it. I was like, all right, done. I was like, I'm done.
I mean, he ain't wrong because you know damn well he's trying to die in that fucking ring. He cares more about the fans than his family. That's a
Oh,
real
he
thing.
he cares about this fucking sport. That's what it is. And that just pissed me like that pissed me off because I'm like, you guys had such a perfect name. And then he basically says, I've been doing this for 50 years, and Brian's a better wrestler than you. Nigel McGuinness was like, dude, if I didn't have respect for you, I would punch the shit out of you. He's like, now go sit the fuck back down and let me finish. And then it gets to the best part. He says, Brian, he's like, if you have any stones, you will walk down this ramp, walk in the ring, and face me at Grand Slams. But we all know that you're not going to do that. And it's like, dude, at no point did they confirm Bryan Danielson is wrestling Nigel McGuinness. At no point did they confirm. We all know that it's going to happen, but
But he
they
ain't
didn't
confirmed it yet.
confirm it. Yeah, they didn't confirm that Bryan is healthy and he will be there. They didn't say shit. And Nigel just left it like that. And I was just like, that makes like if this was anywhere else, people would be like, well, it's not happening, right? It's like it would be up in the air where people would kind of be confused. We know it's happening, but at the same time, it's like, why did you just leave it up in the air? And I swear to God, if they do the fucking dumbest shit where they're like, well, Brian's not medically cleared, and they don't do the fucking match, I'll be pissed.
I'll actually laugh because I'm like, all that for nothing.
Dude, they teased like the best match that we all wanted, that we wanted for months since Nigel McGuinness got here. We wanted this match, and he kept talking shit about Brian. We're like, all right, they're gonna have a match. They're gonna have the match. They're gonna have a match. We finally get to the challenge for the match, and we still don't have the fucking match. Like that would piss me off. And not to mention, Brian is the champion, and it has nothing to do with this match.
Because in theory, and like, I don't know if you agree with me, but like, Nigel's not winning this match. But in theory, if Nigel were to win, doesn't that, even though it's not eliminated, doesn't that kind of like put him up there?
Yes, yes, that's exactly what I mean. Like everything about this makes no sense in the creation of getting to the title match or this match makes no sense. Like everything about this makes no sense. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Like like I said, you sold us at the match happening. You sold us at the match happening. You built a story around this that has so many plot holes. It's just like There's no reason for it. Like this seems like a badly written television show with great action scenes. You built up a great fucking concept, but can't deliver on the story to get to the concept. That's exactly what's happening here. It's like this makes no fucking sense to me.
The script was made by AI.
I feel like it was because like this, like you literally had the great match, Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. Finally, yeah, we're gonna convolute it with a bunch of shit that doesn't need to be there. All right, fuck it, whatever, fuck this. But that's exactly how I felt. I was like, all right, fuck this. Like I'm gonna enjoy the match, I'm gonna love the match, but fuck this still the way to get here.
Like hypothetically, that's if they have the match, because like they could literally like fuck you. Like, I'm saying you, but I'll be a little bit pissed off too. But at the same time, I'll laugh.
Yeah. So let's get to the Grand Slam predictions.
All right.
So we got the Young Bucks versus Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay for the tag titles.
I'm gonna go with Kyle and Osprey.
I really want to go with them too, but like for some reason, part of me is like, I don't think the Bucks are gonna lose. But like, I really want to go with Ospreay and Kyle.
The reason I'm going with them though, if you
Hmm.
remember, you reported a while ago.
Hmm.
Supposedly, I want to say it was Dave Meltzer had said that the reason they're doing part-time, they're not really there is because they cost too much or something like that. Some bullshit ass answer, right?
Yeah.
And like that's what came to mind when I like thought maybe like Osprey and them could win the titles because they're not defending them either. Like I want to say this is like the second or third defense.
Hmm.
So, and then it would like continue Cal's, Will's, and Don's story.
I mean, that could be a thing, but like, if that happens, then like you have Will with two belts versus Ricochet the next week, and then like you have some dissension between him and Kyle because it's like you have a belt and you have to defend it, and that's taken away from our tag team story, and it would just like muddy the already tag team titles that are literally just doing the same shit that WWE is doing. You have
Basically.
tag team champions and you just have them there and they just exist. And it's like, well, what about the tag titles? No, they just exist. Just like, no, they exist. We'll get to it eventually. That's what
Yeah.
I don't want. So, like, that's why at least keep it on the Bucks where it's like, all right, there's a chance that they will defend them, but everything else is like, oh, it would be up in there.
Yeah.
So, this is what's listed. This is not like, this isn't been confirmed. So, it's BBPAC versus to be determined. So apparently Private Party, because one of them is injured, they're not going to be having the six-man tag title match now. Apparently,
It may still happen. It may still happen.
because apparently it's an open challenge. So we'll see. And I'm just calling it right now. Whoever they face, they're probably going to lose the titles.
Yeah, I agree.
So then we have Jamie Hayter versus Saraya in the Saraya's rules match. I'm definitely going with Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, somehow, some way she's gonna like win that shit.
Yeah. Mariah May versus Yuka Sakazaki. We already said Mariah May is going to win
Of
because
course.
she's going to face Mina Shirakawa.
Yes. And the eventual rematch with Tony.
Yes. And then we got Moxley versus fucking Darby Allin.
Uh,
Um,
I'm gonna let you go first because yeah, like I need like a few more seconds to think about it, and I probably still don't have an answer.
I'm going straight with Moxley. Like I'm not like there's nothing to convince me that Darby's keeping the title. It's straight up Moxley.
Yeah, but then remember we just had the conversation with Darby possibly being leader and all that, right?
Hmm.
So what if Moxley just lays down for him and like it's revealed and shit like that? It doesn't happen that quick if it's true, but still, like
Yeah,
something about this match I don't trust.
listen, I don't trust it because I feel like there's going to be a special person that shows up and costs Darby the match, which will get a match that we want, which is Shane McMahon versus Darby. So like that's why I'm like, it's too many variables that's leaning towards Moxley beating Darby because then again you're gonna have Moxley versus Bryan Danielson and he's gonna beat the living hell out of him and end Bryan's career and everybody's gonna be sad because it's like, oh, it's the end of his career, he's done, and then Bryan Danielson comes back to eventually gets revenge on Moxley. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, that's a story. And then also, you're going to have Darby Allin beat Moxley for the title because it's like, you can't beat him, and then you finally beat him.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, just to have something to say, and like you made a lot of sense. I'm gonna go with Moxley, but honestly, I don't know what to say. But you sold me on Moxley.
yeah. Then we have the sixth person with the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the conglomeration. I want the
Conglomeration.
conglomeration. Yeah, I want them to win, but like, it's Jericho, so you never know.
He is the learning tree.
Whatever.
So so annoying.
So then we got Hook versus Roderick Strong for the FTW Championship. And
Um,
I'm gonna go with Hook.
same.
So then we have Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. I'm going with
Uh,
Bryan.
same.
Yeah. So in AEW news, Miro asked for his request. I don't even know if we talked about that on the last podcast.
We
Because
didn't.
I feel it, yeah. So Miro asked for his request. I'll be honest, I don't know if I want him back in WWE. He should go to TNA, but like,
That'll be
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, that would be very interesting, and TNA would like treat him special, so I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
So also, people aren't sure about the contract situation of Daniel Garcia. They're like, we don't
Uh,
know if Daniel Garcia is going to leave AEW or stay with AEW, and they're also not sure about Hook's contract situation. So that's also a thing.
and Tony, you can't lock these motherfuckers. Like I swore the two of them were locked.
No, 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 no. We said before that the Hook's contract was coming up in October, and so is Daniel Garcia's.
Yeah.
They still haven't signed. They still are yet to sign. And as far as the Lucha Brothers go, they are going to WWE, but they have to wait for their contracts, both of their contracts, to expire before they could go to WWE.
Okay. Do you foresee like issues with Phoenix? Because like they might prolong that, whatever. Because like he was out for a while.
Listen, could, they really could, and that would be a really bad thing, but also Tony would be in his right to do it. Like Tony can do that.
Yeah.
Like Tony could do that for anybody else, for Daniel Garcia, for anyone else that has time on their contract. He could be like, no, I'm not going to let you off your contract. You're stuck. And it's up to him. Like it's up to his discretion. Like if he feels like, oh, I think I don't want this person to leave, fuck him. I'm just going to keep him. And nobody could be mad at him and be like, oh my God, that's so evil, so vile. It's like WWE does the same exact thing, and then people get mad at them, and it's like, well, you have to be mad at Tony too. But at the same time, it's like it's well in his right, so who cares?
I swear TNA did that too. So it's a common thing. It's not a big issue.
Yeah. And a couple of people have brought up Jay White's name, and they're like, "Well, Jay White should leave. Jay White should leave. Like AEW hasn't treated him right." And I'm like, dude, even if Jay White did leave, he literally has time on his contract because Tony would tackle on that time because it's like, dude, like you're young, you're one of the biggest stars. I don't think I want you to just go to WWE. And somebody brought this up, but like they like totally just did they just did the oh we kind of have a slant on the way we report things, and they literally was like, oh well, when WWE wanted him they just went cold on him and they just like no sold him, and that's why he wound up in AEW. They didn't really want him, and it's like that's not what happened. Like in anybody that was around at that time knows exactly what happened. WWE was in a hiring freeze, and it happened right at the time Jay White got released, where it was like, "Yo, I'm a free agent." They couldn't do anything because they were in a hiring freeze, so they
Yep.
had to just like stop talking to him. And the person like reported on it was like, "Yeah, like they just stopped calling him. They had no contact." And it's like that's not what happened. Like we all know what happened because it even came out like right after that happened was like when the hiring freeze was over and everything, it was like, yeah, we were in a hiring freeze because of the merger. We couldn't do anything. Like we wanted to sign some acts, we couldn't do anything, so we had to just let shit happen. So we had to just stop. And it's like, yeah, like we all knew that. So like, what you're saying is like not the true story. Like you're just making stuff up just for your narrative. It's like that's not a thing.
Straight up is bullshit. Because
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like
lot, most of the people in AEW right now probably would have been in WWE right now if not for that.
yeah, because like that whole hiring freeze like fucked up a lot of WWE's acquisition of a lot of talent that's in AEW. And people are like, well, they hired back all of these people. Yeah, that was once the hiring freeze was over. Like they literally said the hiring freeze is over. And they started hiring people, but all of the people that they really wanted was gone. So it was like, all right,
Rock in a hard place type of thing.
yeah, yeah, and it's like that's cool.
Yeah.
And we talked about it on the did we talk about it on the podcast? Because once again, like we have conversations off the podcast. I'm not sure if we talked about it. Did we talk about Kevin Owens leaving WWE?
uh, I believe you hinted at it last podcast.
Well, his contract is coming up, and they've talked to him, and he may be leaving, but he may be staying, and it's a big controversy online because a lot of people are like, "Oh, we don't know if he's leaving, we don't know if he's staying," and it's like the tribalism is really at its all-time high because people are like, oh, we definitely want him to leave because WWE's treating him like shit. And then it's like other people like, well, he's happy in WWE. And they're like, no, he wants to be with his friends. And like, then somebody brought up something that like made me just laugh really hard because they go, oh, he re-signed with WWE like right before like right before AEW started and his whole Vince thing, and it was like Vince was the one who re-signed him, and it was like that's not what happened. You're a liar. Like you're a liar. Like we all know what happened. That didn't happen.
Basically, if Vince was still there, I guarantee he probably would have left.
Dude, because this is what happened. He had a contract come up right at the beginning of the Triple H era.
Yeah.
And soon as that happened, him and Sammy both was like, all right, we're re-signing. Like soon as Vince got fucking taken out, they was like, all right, we're re-signing. Because they both were gonna go, and they was like, Triple H was like, no, I'm taking the pin. He was like, all right, they re-signed.
I
So
remember.
it wasn't like, oh, Vince was the one re-signed him. That's not what happened. Vince had nothing to do with that whole them staying
Yeah.
because he was gone. So Like, to be honest, like, I kind of want Kevin to go because I don't want him to be wrapped up in this bloodline thing. But at the same time, they look like they're about to stick the juice back into Kevin Owens. And we're going to talk about that on SmackDown because it feels like we might be getting something that we need. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
So SmackDown started out with the Bloodline minus Solo coming in the arena and getting patted down. And then the Bloodline did what we all would love to do to TSA agents, anyone patting us down, just beat the shit out of them and just walk past them.
Did they explain why Solo wasn't there? Like I didn't hear that part.
They didn't. They didn't explain it at all. Like they didn't even mention Solo missing.
Mm.
That's the fun part. So we start off the show with the U.S. title match, and it was Andrade versus LA Knight. This was a good match. This was a
Yes.
really good match. And I lied to you not, everybody literally said the same thing. And I saw my whole entire timeline and I got texts from people saying the same exact thing. Was like, Andrade is a way better fit in WWE than he ever was in AEW. And I was
100%.
like, yeah, like that's weird because like AEW lets you be looser. And like he came back to WWE and it's just he feels just like a whole different version of himself, and it's like he feels a little bit like his NXT version of himself, and I'm like, damn, like this is kind of weird.
Like I'm waiting for him to bring back the suspenders and all that, the hat. Remember, like that style.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm waiting for that shit. The true NXT version of him.
So he lost to LA Knight, but he shook his hand afterwards, so that was okay.
That looked awkward as shit.
It was because like it went from like a fist bump to a handshake, and it was weird.
Forced at that.
Yeah. So then we had Tiffy and Naya, and they were talking, and Naya was like, "You know what? You better not screw me or something." And Tiffany said, "Oh, I'm not gonna do that." I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they were saying. It
He
was
said
not
something to
important.
the effect that if you know what, if you pinned, maybe you should go to Raw.
Yeah, it like I was not paying attention to that because like none of that mattered. And also they changed the match earlier in the night from being a straight up tag match to being a tornado match.
Yeah,
So then we had a backstage confrontation between Mello and Andrade. And the funniest part about this was like not even just like the fight. It was Mello and what he said to Andrade. He told him put the fries in a bag, which is which is an online meme. And I saw somebody get mad at that and was like, "Oh, WWE's using old online memes. Like that's so stupid." And I laughed so hard because that's not an old online meme. That meme is literally like 2 months old. And if somebody said that that should be able to say it, it was Mello. Mello is young enough to know exactly what that meme is. Mello literally said it, and it didn't feel like, oh, somebody wrote this down on a script. Mello just said it, and the way he said it was so casual. It was like, that's exactly how you would drop it if you were literally talking to somebody. This wasn't scripted. This was Mello just literally telling them, yeah, just put the fries in the bag, bro. It's like, yeah, like it felt like he literally just said that. It wasn't though, oh, they forced the meme. It just was Mello being Mello. Like if you know Mello and watch Mello, he says mean shit that's like literally from the internet because he's young enough to be on the internet.
yep.
That's what fucking made me laugh. Is like, the fuck are you talking about? Like none of this felt forced. Like this was just Mello being Mello.
That's weird to me that people saying this was forced and whatever, because the whole thing felt real to me. Like the brawl felt real to me. Obviously, it's like scripted. They wouldn't have. a real brawl on TV. I don't think, but it
Yeah,
looked
they
real.
yeah, it was funny because like that happened and like when it happened I was mad until later on in the show and then I got happy and also I got mad. And we'll talk about why I got mad. And this all has to do with Bello and Andrade.
Okay.
So yeah. So then we had something that was so this is what this company is because we had this thing and it was so fucking crazy because I had heard that they were doing this earlier in the night. It was like, yeah, they're gonna do this thing. And at first, like everybody was like, what? This doesn't make any sense. And then when somebody said the one thing was like, you know, Roman played football there. And it was like, oh shit. Like, oh shit. Like, wait, because they were in an Atlanta football's Georgia Tech like football arena. And it was Cody and Roman. And for people that didn't know, and I'm glad Roman explained it, that he played football there. And here's the one thing that I have to give a shout out to. Jeremy Borash, Paul Heyman, holy shit, you guys are great.
They
Because
wrote this.
they were two of the people who created this whole entire thing. Holy shit. This shit was shot perfectly. This shit was so fucking magical that Robert Griffin III, football analyst, quarterback from the Commanders, the Washington Commanders from a while ago, won me a lot of money on fantasy football. He literally does not watch wrestling. He does not watch wrestling like that. He tweeted out the whole entire promo was like, this is fucking magical. Whoever did this deserves a raise. And it's like you're a football analyst. You have no affiliation with WWE at all. You just went out of your way. You seen this, somebody sent this to you. It was like, holy shit, this is great. It was like that's how
I
you it was
I,
like that's what?
I simultaneously liked it and didn't like it, and it's a
O-
pet peeve. I'm just not a
Okay.
football fan. Had this happened like in like a wrestling arena, Madison Square Garden, or something like that, I personally would like it a lot more. Not saying it wasn't good. I'm just not a football fan, so
Okay, but see, that's like you literally just like wiped away everything that this whole entire thing went. It is just that like that one piece of thing that you like didn't like
yeah,
in
it's tiny.
the whole pantheon under this whole entire thing, it meant nothing, but it meant
Yeah,
everything at the same time. And it's like, if that's what you didn't like and didn't focus on it, this whole entire thing just fell flat because everything about this was perfect. Like this was perfect. And like to explain it from like a regular person to like this was literally from a movie. Like this is literally from like, and I don't mean it was like this is a movie script or like this is a scene from a movie. This is something that would happen in a movie where you have these two people meet in a place where both of them have some kind of connection and then talk about the reason that they are doing this thing. And
yeah,
that's what the arena was. Like it was the reason. It was a place that we both have a connection, and this is the overarching arena. This is the whole thing, and it just felt so magical because everything literally connected to the whole entire putting it together, and it just felt like there was nothing, there was nothing bad about this. This was like everything about this was just masterfully done. Like this,
okay.
like that's why it's like it connected with me because it was like the setting made more sense. And I'm gonna break down just a little bit of it because I can't do it all justice, but like this was it just like because this is the type of cinematic shit that attracts me to movies and stories and shit. Like Roman showed up in a caravan full of cars. Cody just showed up in his one little car. And Roman said, This, this right here, this is my arena. He was like, I played football here. I had blood, sweat, and tears here. He was like, This is my city. He was like, This is my arena. This is my whole this is my whole thing. He's like, What have you done? And then Cody starts breaking down his family, the Omni, and being born in Atlanta. And he's like, no. He's like, what have you done for my city? And then Cody breaks down the fucking line where he literally says, look at you. I told you this was going to happen. I took everything from you. And he broke down everything that he took from him. And he said, I told you you were going to be a chief with no tribe. And when he said that, I was like, wait a minute. He literally said this. This was a straight callback.
I said that out loud too when he said that. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You literally said that.
Yes, it was so good. And then Roman was like, I have nothing. He's like, I have nothing. I have to take back everything. He's like, I don't have my wise man. I don't have this. I don't have that. I need to take back everything. And then he said, he's like, so what do you want? And Cody just said, I want your word. And if you watch this and like analyze their body language, it's more to the story because Roman doesn't know what to do. He has nothing. And then Cody is gripping that title as strong as possible. It is like he doesn't want to let it go. And then Roman goes to leave and he says, you're in my way. And then he said, no, I mean, you're in my way in life. And then walks off. I was like, up. Oh, that sets up the title match. That sets up everything. It sets up them being together. This was done so masterfully.
Rubber match, if I'm not mistaken, right?
This is yes, this is exactly it. This is the rubber match. And then to go right from that to Kevin Owens and Byron Saxton going, Kevin, you just seen your best friend Cody just talk to Roman. How do you feel? Kevin is like, and just walks off. And it's like, look, like this, like they're weaving stories into this shit. And I'm like, yeah, this just this feels special. Like
Yeah.
this feels fucking special. Cause like going into Bad Blood, it was like, all right, Roman and Cody are doing this tag match. Cause it just came out of nowhere and it was like, all right, they're doing a tag match against Jacob and Solo. All right, yeah, this is a big match. After this thing, it's like, all right, I think this should main event over the Punk and Drill thing.
True. True.
So then we see more of Kevin just like looking broken and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And did we have Apollo Cruz versus Giovanni Vinci again? Dude,
Mm-hmm.
they beat Vinci again. They beat him again.
At least this match lasted a little longer.
Yeah, and then after the match, like Vinci beat the shit out of Apollo Cruz. Like I see what they're doing, but like I don't like it. But like I see what they're doing. They're gonna make him be like this fucking pissed off version of himself, which I said last week. But like I still don't like him just losing.
I mean, anything that haven't had that ruthless aggression, you know?
Yes. So
Did you
then we
catch what Michael Cole said about him? Like, he's a younger, better Adam Pierce or something like that.
Yeah, it was a line. So then we get Byron interviewing, trying to interview Kevin again. So Kevin comes out, and Kevin's all pissed off. And Kevin's about to say something, but then he gets interrupted by the bloodline. And they come out and say, "We're going to beat your ass, Kevin." So they get in the ring, and they start beating Kevin's ass because Kevin's like, "All right, fuck it, I know how this goes." Then DIY come out, and DIY helps. And Nick Aldis goes, "All right, we're gonna make this match 6-man match for later on." And I was like, "All right, cool." By the end of it, I was not saying, "All right, cool." So then we had Naomi and Bailey, and they were talking. They was like, "Yo, listen, we got this match. Whoever wins, wins. Listen, I hope we don't lose." And then they did the fucking thing where Bailey and Naomi get the pin on Nia Jax.
But was it just me? Because like I texted you and whatever, right? It looked like
Mhm.
Naomi's foot was under the rope.
Her feet were under the ropes, but here's the thing. This
Okay.
is a this is a Texas tornado match. And literally there's not really rules where you can be like, "Oh, the person's foot was under the rope, so we have to break it." It's literally nothing that you can do. It's like, well, you know, pinfall.
Okay, so and on top of it negating like countouts, disqualifications, it negates this too. Got you.
Yeah, because like there's nothing that you really could do. It's like, well, what are we gonna do? You know,
Okay. Yeah.
and then there was something that once again was privy to by Russell Volts on Twitter that they would be doing this, but the promo for this was great. The promo for this was great because we just see this trash. And, like people was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then it was Chelsea Green, and Chelsea Green was dressed up in all pink, and she started throwing out trash. She just said, "Next week, Mia Yim, it's gonna be me and you in a dumpster match."
Is this the first one-on-one dumpster match?
I don't think this is the first one-on-one dumpster match, but this is the first one-on-one ladies dumpster match.
Okay.
So Mia Yim is still holding on to her streak of being WWE's version of the best deathmatch women's wrestler.
Yep. Didn't she used
So
to wrestle like in like ZDW or something along those lines?
she used to wrestle a lot of she used to wrestle a lot of places, like doing crazy shit like this. And that's why she's really good at what she does. Like and I'm happy for her. And another thing is like the conversation is being brought up again about women's secondary titles, and people immediately are like, Mia Yim should have a title. Like, yeah, like
100%.
she's been doing great work, and apparently they're closer and closer to having the mid card women's titles. Hopefully, really soon.
Cool.
So then we find out that next week we're getting Andrade versus Mello Part 6, which pissed me off because I was like, oh, they did a best of 5 because the winner got a shot at the U.S. title. No, it was always a best of 7. I was right the whole time. It was always a best of 7.
That mad because I literally labeled my fucking video best of five.
Yeah, I was so pissed off because like, no, it's really a best of 7. And they literally said, yeah, this is a best of 7 now. And it's like, dude, you should have just said that from the beginning. God damn it. But I'm happy that they're doing it, but god damn it.
What the fuck?
So then Nick Aldis has Bailey and Naomi in the office and he says, "Listen, next week I don't know who won. So next week one of you are going to win because you're going to go one on one against each other." And they're both looking like, "I don't want to do this." But Naomi's like, "No, I really want to do this."
Heel turn maybe?
I hope so, but like at the same time, whoever heel turns is going to be the one that wins. But they're going to have to go against Naomi, who is, I mean, not Naomi, Naya, who is also a heel.
Pro.
So then we get to the main event, the six man. And Kevin Owens comes out first, and he's waiting for the bloodline. And they just take out DIY, which pissed me the fuck off because I'm like, I wanted DIY to be in the main event. Like, at least they be in the main event, and that would be cool. Like, even though they don't have the tag titles, but no, they get taken out. I was like, fuck.
Technically, they were part of it. They were part of getting beat up.
Yeah. But then the Street Profits came out to help out Kevin Owens, which this makes sense. Like, it makes sense because the Bloodline beat them up at NXT.
Yeah,
So that made perfect sense. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But at
lost
the
them the
same time, it's
titles because they almost had them.
yeah, like that. But that pissed me off because like I love DIY and they should be really doing more. And it's like, yeah, no. And just like I said earlier about WWE just holding tag team titles in abeyance, like you have the fucking bloodline with the tag team titles. They have not defended them in gazillion years, and nobody really cares. And it's like, no, this is a tag team division. They should be defending the tag team titles. Things should be happening. And they're like, nah, we don't care right now.
Like if they weren't there every week, I would literally forget.
Exactly. So that happened, and the main event was the main event, and I forgot who won. But it's
I don't think anybody won, to be honest with you, because like all hell broke loose.
you know what? You're right. That's why I forgot who won because nobody won. So
Okay. At least that's what it looked like to me. Like if someone won, hey, but it didn't look
yeah,
like it to me.
no, it didn't because DIY came out too. They still got attacked and beat up, which is just dumb. So Kevin was getting beat up by the bloodline, and they had him in a ring, and it was like, oh man, like Kevin's getting beat up. There's no one to help. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, maybe Randy's gonna come out, but Cody came out. Cody came out with a chair and scaved off the bloodline. But then Kevin got the chair, and he looked like he was gonna hit him in the back so many fucking times. So many times. It looked like then he just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. He dropped the chair and then picked it up too. And he just looked like he was gonna fucking hit him and just kept having this crisis of conscience.
So he's turning back into like backstabber, Kevin.
Yes.
My
And
question to you, because like I
mhm,
haven't seen it anywhere. Did he get him though? Because like I swear he was gonna get him on a fucking YouTube exclusive thing.
well, that brings up the next part of my story. I mean, it was perfect because like it went off right at 10:01. It was over. But if they had more time, they could have showed more, which is why SmackDown is going to 3 hours in January. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, man, it is what it is. I'm used to it with Raw, so I'm
But
not
that's the
thrilled,
thing.
but it is what it is.
But that's the thing. We don't know how long Raw is going to be on NXT.
Yeah.
I mean, not on NXT, on Netflix. That's what I meant to say.
No, I got what you meant.
Yeah, like we don't know. Like I feel like to be honest, like as long as everybody gets a shot. And I know that
Yeah.
sounds like really dumb, but like the tag team division, they need a shot in the arm. If they have 3 hours, the tag team division definitely will be able to get more shit. Fucking the women's division, more women's stories. If you have longer time, more women's stories. And it's these things could be helped because of the extra hour.
Yeah.
And I hope that happens. I hope that happens because it'd be like, all right, yeah, this person gets to do this person gets to do this. Like Tegan Knox. Tegan Knox, like I love Tegan Knox and I want to see her do more. And Tegan Knox could be on the show doing something if they had more time.
She's been calling it out on fucking Twitter. Like if she didn't do that, like I forgot she worked there.
Yeah, DIY having a bigger advantage of doing shit as a tag team. Candice LeRae, like she wrestled on fucking Speed. She wrestled on Speed, and she's really fucking awesome. Like she's really awesome, and like a bunch of people was like, "Holy shit, Candice is fucking awesome!" And it's like, yeah, no, Candice is great. Like
People
Candice
sleep on
is,
her.
yeah, it's like Candice has always been great,
Yep.
and it would be so much like it would be so much better for that extra hour. I know people are like, yeah, no, no, that doesn't track. It's like, dude, trust me, if they had more time, it would be better for everyone. I know people like, oh, what about Rampage? That was one thing that I heard, like, what about Rampage? And it's like we reported that on the podcast, like Rampage is coming to an end.
Yeah.
Like it's over for Rampage. And it's mainly because like I know some people are doing AEW bad, AEW dead. No, AEW is getting another show, and they're like, we don't want to saturate everybody with too much product. We're going to take Rampage and let it die, and then we're gonna do this.
Have a better version of it.
Yeah, because that's basically what Shockwave is probably going to be, a better version of this. So
Yeah.
they're gonna let Rampage die and go, all right, it's dead. Hey
I'm totally
guys,
fine with
here's
that.
Shock. Yeah, it's like here's Shockwave 2 hour show. It's way better. Look, hey, love this, and they're like, yeah, no, this is better.
My only like issue with SmackDown going 3 hours is not even the fact that it's going 3 hours, right?
Hmm.
It's the fucking discourse and bitching after it, like when it happens and shit like that. Because like you watch something and it goes long and whatever, that third hour kind of lingers and gets, boring or whatever to a lot of people.
Okay,
It's not
so
necessarily like that'll be his fault. You know what I mean? If that's what USA wants, you kind of got to go with the channel you're on. Or am I incorrect on that?
so here's the thing, which a lot of people have been touting about recently, is listen, fucking Raw used to be a chore to get through. It used to be a fucking chore. It used to be, hey guys, like I don't want to linger through that last hour. That last hour is too long. That hour is so boring. Blah 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 blah. Ever since Triple H has been running the show and been flipping shit up, it's been like, you know what? That third hour is not that bad. It's not that bad.
You don't even feel it.
And yeah, it's because the story has been better. And if Triple H and the company can give you a better story on SmackDown, which SmackDown has been good, add the
Hmm.
extra hour of like giving a great story, you'll be like, holy shit, dude, like it's not that bad. The
Yeah.
only the only bad part is it's on a Friday, and a lot of people on a Friday are gonna be like, I want to spend 3 hours just watching one particular wrestling program. Like we do it now because it's like SmackDown is 2 hours. Like, yeah, that's cool. People sometimes watch Rampage, and sometimes people go, fuck it, I'll watch Rampage in the morning. Like, SmackDown will be 3 hours, and it would be lock you in until 11 o'clock.
Yep.
on the East Coast. And it's like, all right, well, that's the thing. The only upside, there's only one upside to this as far as like people enjoying it, is if you're out at a bar and you're out like at a sports restaurant and you're watching wrestling, you're not going to be immediately like, all right, I'm going to get up and leave because wrestling's about to be over. You're going to be there till 11 o'clock. So you're drinking beers, you're getting wings, you're shooting the shit with your friends. You're going to be there longer because wrestling is on longer. And you're going to be
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm here watching this. And that's the only upside to it. Like everything else is like, well, it's a chore. But like I said, if you're outside in consuming this, it'll be like, oh, well, it's not that bad.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's like that's that. But as far as the AEW side, so Andrew Zarian on the Madman podcast literally said that the pay-per-views are going to Max soon. He said probably about January, maybe a little sooner, but soon.
That I'm actually happy about.
Yeah, like the only thing about it is like I don't know the specific details, and what I mean by specific details is this a ESPN UFC deal where it's like you pay a couple of dollars to get the pay-per-view, but you stream it through Max, or it's the WWE version where you pay a certain amount and it's just free.
Oh, so for ESPN, you have to pay more for UFC, like whenever the pay-per-view is
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the UFC pay-per-views on the ESPN app, when they come on, you can buy them through the ESPN app. You buy them through the app, and that's where you stream them through. It's not like you pay for ESPN Plus, which is a price. It's like, oh, I'm paying a certain price. But when the pay-per-view comes on, you have to pay extra money to watch the pay-per-view. In just that pay-per-view.
I prefer the WWE method.
Yeah, like that brings in a lot of money for like AEW if they did it that way, but also if they did it the other way, they wouldn't even be really losing anything. Because like if if they pay them, like I said, I think the number that's being quoted is 170 million. If they paid them 170 million a year, a little chunk of that would probably be, oh, that's covering the pay-per-view cost on Max. It's like, okay, you probably make about, I want to say like 10, 20 million a show. This would kind of like cover that because, like they said, this is double. Like whatever you were getting paid before, this is double. So it's kind of like, oh, well, I mean, we could kind of go with that. But I mean, it's a thing.
Like if they do the WWE method, no
Hmm.
problem whatsoever paying for shit. They do the ESPN way, I'm
Hmm.
still paying for it, but reluctantly. I'm gonna be like clenching my fucking teeth doing that shit.
Yeah, and like that's the only problem because the pay-per-views would like it would be weird. Like it'd be weird because it's like you might as well just go to one route where it's like pay the one price, you don't have to pay extra. Like it would be weird because it's like, all right, I got to do this. And there's a lot of wrestling fans who aren't UFC fans is like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Like I'll just rather stick to the way that I'm doing it now. And you won't be able to do that.
Yeah,
So and then you'll be like, wait, so I have to pay for this and pay for that? That's so dumb. And like that could be a small hindrance. I know like it probably won't, but it could like be a small hindrance to some people and be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not buying the pay-per-views. And like they just give up and it's like, yeah, I'll just watch the week-to-week shows. And but at the same time, there's not a lot of people that watch the week-to-week shows that watch the pay-per-views because the pay-per-views have more views than the week-to-week shows.
I know hardcore AEW fans who barely watch the pay-per-views because how expensive they are now. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, like if like once they do that, like it would help a lot with a lot of people going, oh shit, like I'm gonna I'm gonna spend the money for Max. I'm gonna watch the pay-per-view. I'm gonna watch the pay-per-view instead of just being like, all right, I'm just gonna get the clips and just like hear and see half of the shit that's going on.
Would make Ricochet a lot more happy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
He hates people watching clips.
Yeah, like I don't understand that. Like this so I
We don't have
guess
to
we
get
could
into
get
it. I just wanted to throw shade. We don't have to get into it.
no, like I want to get into this because like there's like a discourse on like because wrestling journalists are going through some of this right now, and like people are going through this, like wrestlers are going through this, but like it's kind of like irritating, and I guess it's irritating for me because like I don't involve in either side, so I don't get it
Mhm.
because like apparently like people said have said stuff to some wrestling journalists online, and they've said stuff to wrestlers online, and when they clap back, people get mad that the wrestler or journalists are clapping back at them, and then some people are like, "Yo, you're in a better position. Why don't you take the high road and just like not say anything?" And like I can see all sides of this, but like at the same time, I don't give a fuck enough to tell somebody, "Oh, I think you're shit," or like you're an asshole or this. Like I don't give a fuck enough to actually put my fucking fingers to my computer screen and be like, "All right, I'm gonna type this out and tell you how much I hate you." Like you don't hold that much fucking weight in my brain for me to be like, yeah, I have to tell you your shit sucks. And it's like, no, that's not the type of person I am. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm gonna type something, I'm typing something to tell you, oh, I like your shit. Yo, that shit was kind of dope. Or like, yo, your article was great. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yo, like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? That's just not my brain. Like, I don't do that.
Okay.
But what are your opinions from like the dominant person, which is like the wrestler or the journalist who has more views and more followers, clapping back at somebody who is just a nameless, faceless jerk?
I mean, it's not when they're human. Like they're gonna get pissed off. So like you do it enough times, they're gonna clap back. You might as well like fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess because like I said, for me, like even if somebody is talking shit to me, it's like you're having a bad day and you're in a like totally worse position than I am. I
Yeah.
don't care about you. Me acknowledging you is making you happier than anything in the world. Like you got acknowledgement means you got under my skin, which means you did your intended thing. If I never answer you and you feel like you're nothing and you're just the lowest form of shit, that's even worse. Like this is even worse because like I don't even dignify you with a response or even blocking you or saying anything to you. Like you don't even get a response. So like everything that you're trying to do is for nothing. You're futile. Like you're nothing. Like you realize that in the pantheon of the whole entire existence, you mean absolute shit to me. Which means you mean shit to nobody because nobody will respond to you. Like you don't exist. Like you can say anything you want and nobody will answer you and you're just a faceless nobody. You get no existence. Like no one cares. Like that's even worse. Like that's like to me that's worse. Like somebody trying to get a rise out of you and then you never fucking respond and they're just there clinging to life, trying to get this little bit of relevancy, and you never give it to them, and they're just there, and it's like you might as well just you might as well just video game yourself at that point because nobody who gives a fuck about you. Like
That actually is a
that's
great
how I
point.
that's how I feel about it. It's like you really want this validation. I'm not giving it to you, and nobody ever will. So that's why it pisses me off when like wrestlers and other people respond because it's like that's what they want. Like the trolls want that. Like they're begging for this energy. They begging to get noticed, and you're going out of your way to do it. And I understand like your feelings got hurt. They said something bad about you, but you're validating them, and they feel like yes, I got to this person. Look at this person. Look what they said. Ha ha. And it's like now the cycle is still going and it's continuing. When if you said nothing, it'd be like, yeah, you don't exist. And I know, like I said, I know people feel like, no, I'm just not gonna let somebody talk shit about me and do that. It's like, yeah, no, I understand, but if you make that person feel like they're nothing, make them feel like they're garbage by not acknowledging their existence, what they want, that's even worse. Like this completely worse. Like
That
you like
makes sense.
yeah, like you know how you would feel like if somebody that you want to say something to and you're like, respond to me, and they're not saying anything, and it's like, hey, can you validate my feelings or validate me? And it's like, no, you're worthless to me. Like I will never acknowledge your feelings or you at all. Just like, yeah, like you're nothing to me. Like you don't exist. But come on, say something. No, you don't. Yeah. I'm just gonna go on about my life and have my life and enjoy my life, and you mean nothing to me. Like, damn, that's kind of fucked up.
But it's true.
Yeah, no, it's true. But like, once people find out like that they mean nothing and like all their trolling is for nothing, they would give it up. Like most of them would just like not exist anymore. And I don't just mean like on the internet. They just like not exist at all. Like imagine the trolls, like all of them just like never getting acknowledged. Like that's what they want. Like they never get acknowledged, and it's like, well, you're not acknowledging me. Like I don't like your stuff, and it's like, yeah, I don't know who you are. I don't care.
Like
Yeah,
you're
but
saying
like,
that in my head, I
mhm,
hear fucking Roman Reigns in fucking the Rock show. Acknowledge me.
that's exactly what it's like. It's like that's what people want. Just acknowledge. No, you're not getting no acknowledgement. You don't deserve it.
Yeah,
And like your life is meaningless. That's why you're doing what you're doing. And now no one else, even somebody on the internet, won't even fucking acknowledge you. It's like, yeah, who cares?
makes sense.
Yeah, I know that was like an off-topic rant, but like that's been just going on in the internet for like the last couple of days because
Yeah,
people are saying stuff and it's like, dude, like stop just fucking acknowledging these people. They mean nothing to you. Like you're living your dream. You're like you're doing what you want to do. Like you're getting to talk about wrestling. You're getting to wrestle. You're getting to do this. These people mean nothing to you. Like don't acknowledge them. Like don't even acknowledge their existence. No, they hurt my feelings. Yeah, but be a fucking better demon than them. Like you're acknowledging them because it's like they hurt my feelings. Well, destroy their feelings by not even acknowledging them. Make them not even feel like they exist.
which will make them feel a lot worse. You're 100% right about that. Yes.
Yeah, because like I've seen so many trolls as like win because like as soon as you just acknowledge them, like yeah, look at this fucker, and like the ones that I've seen just like not get acknowledged, and like they just go and just yell and just keep yelling until like they piss other people off, where they're like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like I saw somebody like not even get acknowledged and was like, yeah, I said this to this person, they won't even say anything, and somebody was like, shut the fuck up, you mean nothing, shut up. And the person was like, they tried to clap back at them and they still didn't acknowledge them. And the person just stopped talking. Like they just stopped tweeting altogether. And you're like, oh, well, they're no longer here. It's it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that's all I got on that because there's not a lot of wrestling news. Like we covered everything, and we're usually on top of stuff months before shit happens.
My bad for making you go on a tangent. It was just a joke.
Nah, this is fun. Like I said, it's in the wrestling community, so it might as well just be tackled.
Yeah.
It's it's just something that should be tackled.
Cool.
But yeah, like that's anything else want to say on the show?
Acknowledge me.